My junior year of college, I sat next to this guy, and he was like fairly normal looking, whatever, but the only thing about him is like he would never talk. Like I never once saw him like raise his hand in class, which to be fair, like I never talk really in classroom settings anyway, but like even like when we would do like group work together, because you know he sat right next to me, he would like almost never talk. Anyway, so 3 weeks in the semester go by, and one day he like looks at me and then hands me his phone, and I was like, oh, like what are you wanting? And then he was like, oh, your phone number. And I was like, holy crap, like this is my first time in like the 3 weeks of the semester that I've heard this man, you know, speak. Anyway, I was like, yeah, sure. Because again, like he like wasn't ugly. And also at this time, I used to do this thing where I would say yes to like every date. I don't know why. I thought I convinced myself that it was bad karma to say no to dates. Anyway, besides the point. So I say yes to the date, and he gives me his address because he was like, okay, we'll have dinner at my house. And I was like, okay, I know this is like very red flag, but this is whatever. I was young. Let's go with that. Anyway, so the day the date comes, I get to his house, and immediately when I get there, there was literally like 10, 15 people there. And I was like, holy crap. And he was like, oh, sorry. I'm having like a little family get together while I'm here. A lot of my family's in town. And I was like, oh, okay. And so like, sure enough, there was like a full on like a grandma, low power mode. But anyway, so I meet a bunch of his family, and then we're sitting down for dinner. But the whole time at dinner, he's like super talking to this one girl. We'll call her Caroline. And I was like, man, this is like kind of weird because like, again, I didn't know anyone at the party. And so I didn't really have anyone to talk to. And he was like the person who invited me. And also I wasn't a family member. And he was just talking to Caroline the whole time. And I was like, what the frick? Like, is Caroline like a different date that like he invited over to this party? But then I was listening to the kind of things they were talking about. And like Caroline was talking about like their upcoming like family reunion. And then she was talking about like one of their aunts who was sick. And she was like asking how they were doing. So I was like, okay, guaranteed like this is his cousin. Like maybe Caroline's like new in town or like just got to town and like he's not gonna be able to see her. So he's just talking to her. I didn't know. Anyway. So it was a super awkward first date. He barely talked to me. We both ended up just kind of ghosting each other. Like we didn't really talk after that. And I was like, all right, whatever. Anyway, fast forward though, like 6 months, he and I had added each other on Instagram. So I see an Instagram post of him and Caroline. They were engaged. They got engaged.